Baldur's Gate 3 is game of the year. Personally, I believe it could even be the game of the decade, which I guess is not difficult to pull off next to Spooderman and JPEG filled of all games. This game has had a significant impact not only on the industry, with some developers warning against expecting such high quality, like clowns really, but also on the gaming community. Believe it or not, I was honestly unaware of this game until seeing the legendary House and Bear Sex crowd reaction all over my Twitter feed, which for a week you cannot escape.
Apologize, I like it.
You like it? Are you certain? It will.
Look, I mean, at this point, it's not our responsibility anymore.
Yeah, no, you did this.
Like, of course I heard of Dungeons and Dragons, but my nerd ass was like, that shit is for super nerds. I'm just a nerd. But I'm not gonna lie, I was instantly intrigued. I was like, oh, you can really do anything for real in this game, and there's absolutely no limits except for your own imagination. As of the end of 2023, my ass has completed over 100 plus hours on my first playthrough, and even started a second one on Tactician as my currently level 4, level 1 sorcerer warrior tiefling with a bad attitude. At this point, I have asked numerous friends to play Baldurs Gate. I've even tweeted at people trying to get them into this game as well, and reached out to my D&D playing friends to let me into their next campaigns, because I just want to experience one at this point. Baldur's Gate has really opened my eyes. Like a lot of people, I had no idea what it was about, that it even existed, or that it had 2 previous games. It actually immediately reminded me of the first time I saw The Witcher 3. In terms of attraction and mystery, Baldur's was very similar to Elden Ring for me, which I am eternally grateful for, because it's very rare nowadays to get to experience a game this blindly. Plus, there's the fact that beforehand, I'd never played a game like this, period. So there was, and continues to be, a steep learning curve, which I truly appreciate, because the strategy in this game's fights is so unique and offers so many options. But I am all in at this moment, and after the Game Awards, I can see a lot of other people are too, and finally taking the plunge into this dense CRPG and loving a game that otherwise they never would have even considered playing in the past. In my 25 years of existence, I have only encountered games like this on very rare occasions. The amount of care and love that went into creating this world, its characters, and the mythology can be seen in every little detail, including how the patch notes read out it sometimes. I even find myself reading every book and scroll I come across more than I have in any other game, because in the past, they have not been nearly as intriguing or even relevant to what's going on. This game has a ridiculous number of possibilities, from the combat to the dialogue options to even the character creation and choices you make there on what spells and whatnot you get. There's just so much. It can honestly be overwhelming at times, but I wouldn't have it any other way though, because it feels like in every single aspect of this game, there's just multitudes of ways to go about things. The combat especially is what's gotten me so hooked. I have always been interested in deep RPGs, don't get me wrong, but this one feels like playing chess with literally 5 Lelouches versus you, while L and Light are meticulously plotting on you as well, as opposed to playing essentially checkers in some other games. Beyond even what's presented in my own playthrough though, it's so fun to see what others are doing in theirs. There's actually this one clip on Twitter where at some point a guy literally takes every single explosive barrel he can find in Act 1, lines them all up, and manages to take out the entire goblin camp in just one turn. You know, just absolutely bonkers stuff. I've been almost religiously watching others play seeing them reach locations I didn't know of or have interactions I personally was locked out of, which is crazy too. And even on my own second run, I've somehow managed to find even more beyond that. It really reminds me of the first time I played the Mass Effect trilogy, and even The Witcher 3, which I promise someday I will cover somehow, definitely before the Reapers come. There are just so many strands in this game that I find myself choosing options I would not have chosen otherwise in other games. I actually just started my second playthrough on Tactician with the intention of going back and discovering what I and potentially other players have missed. Larian has foreshadowed there's plenty of content that not a single player has seen supposedly, which is absolutely crazy to think about, considering how many people have put over 100+ hours in this game. And honestly, once I heard that, literally every other game I was playing got put down. I have been thoroughly exploring, just hoping I find those things, and also pushing towards getting any achievement I still have left. As of recent especially, I've had trouble playing other games I've started multiple other runs of, solely because there's just so much in this world that entices me so much more. It makes me want to play and see every corner of it possible. Also, of course, because I'm a PC gamer, you know we're playing with mods. This is not anything new, of course, since the modding scene is known for increasing what a game can be, but with Baldurs Gate, it has opened so many areas of possibilities for me, simply just for enhancing the experience. From getting to have my Sakuna tattoos on my Tav, to even having more spells and cantrips to mess with, from what I'm assuming is from previous games. And also, even some people have started adding in classes from other games entirely, like Saber class from Fate Stay Night, which is absolutely insane to me. Plus, the quality of life things like the WSD mod and even the appearance editor that you get through a magic mirror have really opened up the options for the entire cast in terms of enhanced customization and also just keeping up my own immersion into this game. My main objective and hope really in playing more of Baldur's Gate is to gradually learn more about Dungeons and Dragons, and hopefully in the future even get into my own campaign sometime soon, because I absolutely adore the role-playing aspect that's involved in this, and I would really love to get into one of those deep month-long campaigns with a group of friends. Further beyond that even, it's gotten me considering starting playing Magic the Gathering, because I saw that they had Karlach and pretty much the entire Baldur's Gate cast in there. I was like, yo, that's so cool. Which, again, before now, I never would consider touching any of this stuff because I was just like, nah, that's too much for me, man. I'll just stick to my Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon cards and that'll be it. Magic seems a little bit too complicated. But now, I'm on the usual card buying site, looking at these commander decks. It feels like my palette was already massive, but Baldur's Gate has effectively blown things wide open, to the point that I now feel as though I'm actually willing to attempt anything, no matter the genre or the sort of gameplay that it comes with. In the future, possibly soon too, I might even start streaming Baldur's, since I've now beat it once and I wouldn't mind some non-spoilery backseating, especially since even still I'm learning things about the combat and the gameplay that I didn't know on my first run. So if anyone watching would like to see that or even hear me talk about Baldur's more extensively, let me know. Because honestly, my favorite part of this game has been engaging with the community of new and old players and experiencing it over and over along with them and learning cool lore stuff beyond Baldur's Gate even, and getting into the Dungeons and Dragons mythos. I want to hear about everyone else's experiences though if you have played the game. Whether that be a moment that you experienced that you thought was super unique to your run, or even something really funny that happened to you. Also, a personal request, drop your class builds. I've been trying to experiment and branch out and would love to see how people are spec'd out. Anyways, this has been another Water Cooler Thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to see more in the future. Until next time.